The latest Mario Kart game has been released recently and I have been playing it a lot. It really is an amazing game. In this one, there's a total of 32 tracks, 16 brand new ones and 16 classic ones returning. But which tracks are really worth your time? Well, I'm about to tell you my personal favorites. I'm Nicobbq and this is my top 8 retro Mario Kart 8 tracks. Grumble Volcano from Mario Kart Wii was a pretty interesting track in itself back then, but now that it is in glorious high-definition graphics, it almost feels like a brand new track. As the name implies, this race takes place inside a volcano, but not any kind of volcano, the kind that is erupting as you race. Considering volcanoes' eruptions can be quite dangerous, you're going to have to avoid falling lava rocks, fireballs, and other hazards. The best part about this race, though, is the fact that as the volcano is erupting, the ground shakes and part of the track actually falls down in the lava, meaning that as you progress, the track is actually becoming smaller and trickier to navigate. At about the same time last year, I made a video listing off the retro tracks I wanted to see back in Mario Kart 8. Turns out most of my choices weren't chosen, but hey, at least this one was. Tock from Mario Kart DS always was a favorite of mine because it was based off Tock from Super Mario 64. The Mario Kart 8 remake doesn't have the same feeling. It actually feels like a brand new track because of all the little details that were added. The race still takes place inside a clock, leading you to avoid giant clock hands and to race on spinning gears. This time though, you can actually race on the clock hands itself, something that wasn't possible on the DS. But the timing needs to be perfect! A timing in a clock? You get it? That's it, ladies and gentlemen, a goodbye. Royal Raceway from Mario Kart 64 is one of those tracks that really feel like a racetrack. No special gimmicks or tricks, just sharp turns, straight lines, and a jump section at the end. Okay, I guess you won't see that in NASCAR, but whatever. This track received a major makeup in Mario Kart 8, and I need to say that I'm glad it happened. There's one huge disappointment about this version though. No longer can you visit Peach's castle at the end of the racetrack. This was one of the most fun things to do in a classic game. There was a real debate going on in my head when they first revealed that Wario Stadium would be back in Mario Kart 8. I immediately thought of the one from Mario Kart 64 and kind of felt excited, but alas, they chose to bring back the one from the DS version. I'm not gonna lie, it is also a great choice! I did not remember that track to be fun and chaotic. It seems that every time I play it, I cannot get to go far away in first place. Everyone stays in the same group, so there's a bunch of shells flying everywhere. An anti-gravity part was added at the end, and it changes the way this track plays, forcing you to make some sharp turns to avoid falling down. That's a pretty cool remake. This track wasn't revealed until the very end, and for good reasons. Yoshis Valley was one hell of a track back in Mario Kart 64. This was the first track to feature multiple paths, so that the game wouldn't tell you in which position you were on. The track is back, and it looks sexier than ever. Oh yeah, just call the racetrack sexy. Yeah. This time, it actually looks like a valley, and once again it features multiple paths. A couple of paths were altered, and to be honest, there is one path that is clearly superior to all others, but it was the case in the original version too, so who cares? Just race. Make sure you watch out for the giant egg at the end, cause otherwise, you're gonna get squashed. Have you ever wondered what it's like to race around a highway? No? Oh, must be the only one then. Anyways, this is exactly what Toad's Turnpike is about. In this track, you race around a really busy highways, dodging cars, buses and other vehicles. This time though, they added anti-gravity section on the walls, leading you to avoid all traffics. But at the same time, they added new types of cars which gives you the ability to gain speed by jumping on top of them. So, it's a choice you have to make. Do you take the safe path? Or do you go for the big boosts using the cars? Personally, I'm taking the highway because I love to glide above this section of the highway. Yeah, I know, I'm good. Yeah, I know. Thank you. I got to admit, sure, Batlin on the GameCube wasn't in my favorite tracks. It wasn't very impressive and not very exciting either. But they managed to make it super amazing in Mario Kart 8. This time, you are not limited to what's above the ice. You can actually go in the freezing lake and experience a brand new path. Going down the lake also gives you the opportunity to experience a short but fun anti-gravity section, which will make you race on the walls of an ice cave. Plus, one of the best things about this track is that sometimes when you race underwater, the blue shell cannot go there and actually doesn't hit you. Except this one, because I was trying to get a recording so it hits me. Yeah, I hate you, blue shell. I hate you! So my favorite retro track in Mario Kart 8 is one of my least favorite in its original game. Rainbow Road from Mario Kart 64 received a complete makeup. It is barely recognizable. The track no longer is a long ride on a boring Rainbow Road. This time, there's bouncing part, there's crazy chain chomp balls that you have to avoid, and there are some parts requiring you to glide in the air. While the N64 version was way too long in my opinion, this remake, well, it's way too short. Only one lap is far from enough on this amazing track. In my opinion, this remake of Rainbow Road is better than the Mario Kart 8 Rainbow Road itself, and it is so great that it is my personal favorite retro track in Mario Kart 8. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Those were my 8 favorite retro tracks from Mario Kart 8. Be sure to check out my top 8 new tracks in Mario Kart 8 too by clicking here. And if you want to play with me online, be sure to stay tuned as I'm planning on doing something pretty cool. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!